Hello and welcome back to another stream. Obviously, we are with Save with Crypto, the now full-time co-host of the stream. How are you doing, mate?
I'm absolutely fine, actually. Yeah, I had a bit of
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. All good.
Okay, right. Yeah, I had a little bit of stage fright today, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just sometimes when you just get a bit of butterfly, thinking like, oh, what am I going to talk about?
Yeah.
And no, which is ridiculous, really, because I used to play in a band when I lived in France, and we used to do like gigs, like we used to do 6 gigs a week throughout the winter,
Okay. Yeah.
like throughout the ski season. So I've been on stage like thousands of times.
Yeah.
And I'm just here with my computer, and I got a little bit nervous. Anyway, so do like the video if you appreciate my honesty about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, we all get a bit of stage fright, don't we? Sometimes. In different scenarios.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. I suppose maybe you'll have to tell everyone again sometime about you being in the band and
Wow.
Because I think you have explained it, haven't you, once on stream before? I think.
But that was the idea. I mean, we moved to France in 2001 with the idea of putting a band together and just doing gigs in a ski resort for like a winter season. And then what happened was it got to like April that year, and we just decided to stay abroad. So we hung around in France for a little while. Then we went down into Spain, started running out of money. So we kind of put the band back together, and we did like gigs around sort of like south of France and then sort of the Costa Brava sort of thing. And it was all pretty good, really. And then just, I don't know, I kind of sold my flat in England and then just decided to move to France, and we stayed there for like 20 years. And, we had a couple of kids, and that was it, really. So, anyway, we came back to England in 2022, which is it's been all right. But yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, there we go. For those of you that didn't know, there's a little brief rundown of what Save Crypto's been up to in his recent years.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me know who we've got in the chat today. I think maybe it might be a bit quiet for half an hour or so, because I know TMG has got one of his town halls on in the CSE Discord. So maybe we'll see a flood of people come in after that. We do have a bit of low viewership today, so I'm guessing maybe that's where everyone is.
Yeah.
But no doubt, everyone will come flooding in eventually.
They will. I was going to ask you about that because what I did, I was trying to think, what is there an easy way to record something on Discord? Because all I've done is I've put my phone in a different room, playing the Discord, and I've just done the voice memo thing, So
yeah, I don't know. Does Block Pro not record them anymore? No.
Well, he does, but he did one last week, and all you could hear was him. So
right, okay.
So yeah. I don't know how he did it, but like it would go to the bit when like Jordan was speaking, and it'd be like so quiet you couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
And you just hear like Block Pro picking his nose and stuff, like really loud,
Yeah.
Anyway,
proper digging for gold.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I was just wondering actually, Dave, that now I'm tied up every day between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. Do you have a bit of lunch before you start, or do you wait till you're done?
Yeah, I have lunch before I start. So I normally have my lunch about 12.
Nice.
So went down at 12, made my lunch, ate my lunch, put some washing on the line, and then came up and got ready for the stream.
Right.
Yeah, I think it would be too late afterwards, wouldn't it? You wouldn't want to be having your dinner at after 3 o'clock, would you?
Yeah, that's what I did yesterday, and I was thinking that's a bit late, And,
yeah,
I don't know. What did you have?
So I had a piece of sourdough toast,
nice.
a couple of eggs scrambled, and then I made some cheesy beans.
Nice.
So obviously, just as it is, just a tin. You know them like half tin of beans you can get where you just want one portion. One of them, and then obviously I put some cheese in it as they were on the hob, and then that was it. I had 2 tangerines afterwards as well.
Oh, I'm into my tangerines at the moment.
Yeah, love an easy peeler.
I know.
Yeah.
I have about 5 a day.
Do you?
Yeah. And loads of eggs as well.
Yeah, I do like a big fan of eggs. Big fan of eggs. Easy filler, aren't they? Just you can have them. You know, you can put whatever you want on there.
0 carbs. Anyway, for anyone tuning in, this is
yeah, this isn't a cooking show. This is we've had no one comment as well, which I'm surprised about. Where are all the comments, guys? Come on, get the comments in. Make sure you do drop a like as well, please.
Yeah, let's
boost up our viewership a bit.
Yeah.
Get the likes coming in.
Tell us what you're having for lunch.
So we've got 12 people watching and 3 likes. Even with 12 people, come on, let's get these likes up, everyone. Let's get these likes going. Try and get us at least, let's get past 10. Let's get past 10 if we can and get past 10 likes. I might have to go and like it on my own phone at this rate.
I can't do that because I put mine in the other room and, it's downstairs.
So I suppose, where do we start? I think we're relatively at the same place as yesterday, wasn't we? So let's go back and have a look. Obviously, we can have a look at this. This was just absolute chaos, wasn't it? Yesterday. But yesterday's stream, so we're currently, am I right? This is it. Yeah, so Trading View's an hour behind our time. So we would have been live from here to... So Trading View's an hour behind. No, hang on, I'm getting this wrong. We'd have been live at 12 on Trading View time. Yeah, here. No, here.
Do you not want to put your Trading View on UTC +1?
I don't know. How do you do that?
Just literally... Hang on. I think...
Is it in the settings?
Oh God, it is somewhere. If you actually click on the date thingy, click right on where it says UTC. Little pop-up. There you go.
Oh yeah. So what? Oh, +1.
+1 for London, yeah.
Oh, there we go. We're on. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know why I've never thought about doing that. How silly of me. Right. Anyway, so there we go. Thank you, mate. And see, there you go. There's the value of having Safer Crypto as a co-host. There we go. He's already earning his crust.
Wow.
So yeah, obviously we were live there, then come off. Obviously about 3 o'clock. But then, in the hours after, we got this push up on Bitcoin, and it looked like it was going to push all the way up and test, this 86k or just under region again. And then obviously Powell started speaking, and we just got giga nuke, didn't we? We just got absolute giga nuke. So let me know in the chat. Did you trade this upwards? Did you short it down? Did you catch a long from here? Personally, I was long. So I'll tell you where it is, because I actually put it in the Stonksy Discord, because there was a few of us having a bit of a discussion last night. So I got in at 83.331. So I got in 83.331. So I nearly got the bottom tick, to be fair. About there was my entry, and I got out at... Where did I get out at? Hang on, that's the wrong thing. 84.331. Oh, that's fascinating, actually. How strange is that? I've only just realised that. I got in at 83.331 and got out at 84.331. When do you ever see that? Exactly, like bang on $1,000. Even to the cent as well.
That's amazing.
Even to the cent. So yeah, exactly $1,000. Obviously, this is showing 333 because I can't be bothered going in there. No point. So that's what I traded yesterday. I got out about here, because I was just thinking, I'm having a relaxing night. There's an easy $1,000 move. And obviously in this market at the moment, anything can happen. We don't know what's going to happen next, do we? So I suppose you've got to take what you can get. Did you catch any of the drop or the reversal, mate?
I'm just trying to think, actually. I did quite a few trades yesterday. They were all 5% and one was 7% that I made.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I did was, when he was speaking, I was kind of pushing my stop loss up a little bit because I was already long. Yeah. And then it hit the stop loss in profit. But it was 5% in profit. It was quite a big position, so it was all right actually.
Yeah.
Actually, that's something I need to talk about because we'll have a chat about the bot later on. But I know a mate of mine, he set a stop loss in the bot. And he set it at 5%, and that Powell dump closed his trade, and he was a bit pissed off about it. And I wanted to talk about that a bit later because setting a stop loss, I don't do that with the bot. But obviously he did, and he didn't actually realise. He thought it was some kind of trailing stop loss or something. He thought when he put in 5%, it would trigger on a 5% dump, and it didn't. It was 5% below the entry price, isn't it? So just like a normal stop loss.
Yeah.
So he actually lost a bit more than he wanted to. Anyway, but we'll talk about that a bit later because we'll do I'll show you my bot chart and all that.
Yeah, that'd be great. So we've got Lee in the chat saying, I'm in a Sui long. What do we think? Let's go and have a look at Sui. Should we pull it up? Let's have a look at Sui. So let's scale out to the daily. So yes, Sui. Well, I've got here marked out as my personal level of interest. I'm guessing maybe you're obviously more low time frame long than the daily chart. So let's scale in to maybe say the 4 hour. We obviously came down. When was this? So this was that wasn't, no, that was last Monday, wasn't it? Yeah. Let's go in anyway. Let's go to the 1 hour.
Actually,
I kind of. Oh, go on, mate.
No, I was just going to say because I'm starting to make a video about your 5-minute idea, which was to do with getting a signal from the 5-minute background, green background on Stonksy, and then a confirmation with a little green arrow.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to do a video about that to do with Bitcoin, but with Sui, that's actually looking really good. The 5-minute with that little app.
Yeah. Where is it you long from, Lee? Where are you in from, mate? I think, well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because even with something looking good, we've got to be wary of Bitcoin. So as long as Bitcoin holds up, we've obviously got some low time frame supply in here, haven't we? As we can see, we had consolidation and then further breakdown, and then as you can see, all in here, we've had rejection. Sui coming into it, and constantly spiking in and rejecting. So I think personally, if we break above here, I think we're probably on to come and start filling in this and come up towards here. So I would probably be looking for, if we go down a little more low time frame. Oops, let me get rid of that. Yeah, I'd probably be looking for maybe somewhere in there-ish. Exactly where supply came in. So it looks good for a run up. Granted that it can break above here. So I think, yeah, we've got a bit of resistance above, but if we get above, say, like 212-ish and hold above and don't come back below, I think probably it may be good to squeeze up towards maybe 220-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Is my initial thoughts on it anyway, but I suppose it depends how much room you've got. If you're long from down here, then you've got the privilege of being able to put your stop loss at break even, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, put that on the 5-minute chart, 5-minute chart, and have a look at that.
Let's see. Let's let it load in. Okay, yeah.
See what I mean? You got your little green triangle there.
Yeah, we've got the green arrow coming in here. Yeah, we push above here, and then that green background and green arrow could lead it in towards a nice pump for sure. But yeah, I've been loving this. Did you take much of a look at it yesterday, mate? Yeah.
In fact, that's part of the reason I'm actually in a Bitcoin long at the moment. Really, I've got one going. I've got like a tiny one on BLOFIN just to sort of make the video and get a feel of it, and
Yeah.
see if you're right or not.
Well, I would like to think that that it would show that it was right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, if you want, maybe Dean would be able to help you out with some information as well. He can always run strategy testing.
Yeah, I was actually looking into this last night, and because like yesterday I was blabbering on about 3 commas and all that sort of stuff. You don't actually need to do that if you've got a strategy on TradingView. That's the difficult bit. I mean, you can use a pre-existing strategy, but if you've got a strategy on TradingView, you can create a signal bot in BLOFIN, and you don't need anything external. You can actually just go straight from TradingView to BLOFIN and create your own signal bot. I mean, I'm kind of guessing that's probably how Dean's done the Stonksy bot, I guess, or something like that. But obviously, the difficult part is creating the actual strategy on TradingView. But yeah, so if you've got the strategy, then you can use the strategy tester in TradingView, which is something that I don't know how to do at the moment, but I'm going to look into that. So I might pick Dean's brain about that. And yeah, because it's something I'm quite interested in. I mean, I don't want to replace manual trading completely with like bot trading, but it would be really good to have some kind of like semi-automated thing where it would just, if it sees a really good opportunity during the night when I'm asleep, it would like enter into a position, and I could wake up in the morning and, manually manage it, But anyway, that is a feature which is available in BLOFIN, and I don't know any other exchange that does that at the moment. So you might want to shield your BLOFIN link.
Yeah, well, it is pinned in the chat, and it is also first link in the description. Non-KYC, and obviously that is where we at Stonksy recommend to trade. It's where our trading bots are built on. And yeah, obviously the luxury of having a non-KYC trusted exchange is what you need, isn't it?
It is. And also, I think we're getting cheaper fees there, aren't we?
Are we?
I think so, yeah. I think.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Well, I was under the impression, I've got to look at the price, but I was under the impression that we were supposed to get like VIP 1 type fees.
Yeah.
For the first month using that link.
Yeah.
But I believe BLOFIN don't know how to turn it off.
Oh, right.
So I just do your trading there, and then it's as if you've got VIP 1.
Oh,
I believe. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say that or not, really, but anyway.
Well, who cares?
Well,
cheaper fees is better. So yeah, do make sure you sign that link, and you will get yourself some nice welcome bonuses as well, alongside having that little bit of info there. I didn't know that, so that's good to know.
Yeah,
To be honest, I never really pay that much attention to fees. Me, do you?
I absolutely don't give a toss at all, because
no, I never really go on and look like, I wonder how many fees I paid here, or anything like. I'd never really too bothered.
No, I mean,
it's good to know that the cheaper. It's good to know that the cheaper, obviously, because you're saving yourself a bit of pennies, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I think the idea was that, from what I could gather between discussions that I've heard with Dean and people like that, is that when they were doing the strategy testing for the Stonksy things, they were looking at the fees, and if it was taking a lot of trades, then you were talking about quite small gains of like 2 or 3%. And what was happening, that the actual fees were killing the gains. So
yeah,
I believe what happened is Jordan had a word with BLOFIN and negotiated cheaper fees so this wouldn't happen, so they could have the bot taking more trades. So what I believe happened was BLOFIN said, okay, well, we'll give your people the equivalent It's actually the equivalent to VIP1. It's normally VIP0, but it's the equivalent of VIP1. But it doesn't actually show on that when you join.
Right. Okay.
But that's the fees you're paying, and that means that if the bot does a very small gain, then it won't get swallowed by the fees. But of course, it also means that any other trading you do on the platform, you're paying less in fees anyway. But pretty much like you say, I mean, I just think as long as I make like 3 or 4%, I'm in the money. But with those very small percentage things, you're getting a lot more if you're getting cheaper fees, because it does go down a lot between VIP 0 and VIP 1. But I never look at the prices, like you say. But anyway, it's good to know you get that. Anyway, so use that link and
yeah, absolutely. Little interesting one here for you, mate. We got another on the 5 minute. This is on OM. The red background and then the red arrow coming in. Just caught. I was thinking. I was like, well, I wonder where OM is. That's captured just shying that all the way to the bottom, 11, but currently about 9.
Yeah,
I think I might get in this again. I ended up closing mine at 83 cents, but I'm thinking maybe it might be worth another go. I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking if you like the risk and stuff like that, I'm thinking maybe. I don't know.
What are you talking about? Going long or short?
Yeah. So the other day, was you in the stream?
I don't know.
No. So I think it was on. I think it was on Tuesday morning.
No, it wasn't.
I just took a bit of throwaway money, and I went 2x long on OM, and then I managed to catch the big pump that it had. Didn't get out at the top. Wiz got out. Wiz got a better exit than me. Right. But I got out at 83 cents, which now is looking pretty decent. But I'm just thinking maybe it's settled a bit, and maybe they might try and pull off a bit of a U-turn. If you're looking to do it, I would only suggest. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would only suggest you use throwaway money and a low leverage like 2x. But I'm thinking maybe it might be at a point where another little go on it might be the worst thing. I did manage to do at one point, actually. I think I was up about 120%, P&L wise on the trade, but I got out at 90, which is pretty good, isn't it? Really,
it's like nearly doubling your money, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think I might have another go, because I think at some point, you would imagine that they're going to try and rectify this situation, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Are you still doing live stuff with your on the stream, or?
I haven't done it in a while, no.
Yeah, maybe we should do a bit of that.
Yeah.
I've only got
I have just gone long on OM again. Full disclosure, it is only $100 of margin. On 2x, so we'll see. So not a lot of money at all, but it doesn't really take. I mean, the way that this used to move, I don't think it will move like it used to. But even if it makes any sort of attempt at a recovery, you don't really have to get much of a pump to, so you get 50%. So 50%. So back to $105 would be obviously a full 100% return on the position.
Go. And
then obviously anything more, back towards $2, and then you're looking at about a 4x. So I think not a bad shout potentially. Anyway, I'm gonna take it.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous now. I want to do it as well.
Well, go on then. You can join me if you want, mate.
I'm
but
scared.
Again, anyone who's watching, I would say obviously, just. Anything like this, anything could happen. The arse could fall out of it again and it could end down. So my liquidation will be, and this is one of the ones where that's why it's throwaway money, because, you're pretty much going into it open to be liquidated potentially. So my liquidation point, obviously 2x margin is 50%. So about 34 cents would be my liquidation on it. But you would imagine after what's happened in that, you would imagine that maybe, a lot of the sell pressure has maybe already come in. You know, if you were holding this and wanted to sell it, you would imagine you'd have offloaded it by now if you didn't want to maybe try and hold it for a recovery. But we'll have to see, won't we?
I've kind of lost track of what's actually going on with it. It's not a project that I ever knew about.
Yeah. So it's Mantra. So it did. It's the one that crashed absolutely phenomenally, unbelievably, we'll say, the other day. It crashed 90% in a day. It went from over $6 all the way down to 35 cents at one point.
Yeah, I saw that.
But it was the largest real world asset. But look at the chart; it had done like nearly a 400x in just over a year. So, as to what actually caused it, I don't know. I think all that's been described on it at the moment is like an unraveling of leverage or something like that. I don't know. I think they're still trying to figure out exactly what happened with it.
Right.
But it doesn't really take much to pump this now. I don't think it wouldn't really take much. I don't think. I mean, the way it's kind of just distributed back down and kind of looks like it's leveling off. I'm taking the risk. Don't follow me on it, please. If you don't want to risk capital. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, I haven't got my camera on. There we go. Gold Sniper, how we doing? Great to see you. John Brown, good afternoon to you. ICT, hello again. We've got people jumping in now. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream. So let's get a reminder in there. Yeah, do make sure you drop a like on the stream, please, if you've just joined. It's great to see some people flooding into the stream. But yeah, I think that at the moment, that's the only open position I've got now. After I closed my Bitcoin long last night.
Okay.
As it stands, I don't know about what you're looking at, mate, but as it stands, obviously, alongside following the Stonksy bot trades, which have been very nice recently, in terms of what I'm looking at personally, I am looking to get in a potential short anywhere up towards like between 88 and 89k, hopefully.
Yeah.
Or if I was looking to get long, anywhere between like 82 and 81k is where I'd look to get long.
Okay.
But at the moment, I don't really have any sort of trigger unless we get some sort of meltdown again like we got yesterday.
Okay. So those levels you got there, the 88, and what was that from? That was high.
So I'm looking for a potential sweep of liquidity. Obviously, take out this wick, which was the wick of the Trump tariffs.
Right.
And then obviously just a full clearance of when we had this huge run up, didn't we? And then we topped out and we never really got any kind of like flush to the upside. So I'd be looking for I'd probably start building close to 88, to be honest. Even if we didn't get a sweep of I'd look to get in. And then to the downside, yeah, obviously we've got this region, haven't we, of between like kind of 81 and 82k where we've held support quite a few times. Demand's come in. Mm-hmm. And then obviously it acted as SR as well. So I think that's what I'm looking at personally, minus obviously following Stonksy and any Stonksy bot trades. That's what I'd like to see. Just about being patient in it, I think, at the moment. But also for anyone who's looking, to obviously take some lower time frame trades, we do have Bitcoin pretty much cemented inside this range. Again, I'll just turn Stonksy off for a sec. Pretty much between like 83 and 86k. It's pretty much in a clear range, albeit it's not getting all the way up to resistance. Like yesterday, it didn't before it slapped back down. Mm-hmm. But maybe we're going to come up and test it again. But yeah, currently we're looking in here. So the trigger for either one of my areas of interest is obviously going to come for a break above 86k and then continuation a bit up, or a breakdown of 83 and then drop lower. So that's what I'm looking at anyway, and what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I kind of thought we were going to get there last night when Powell was talking. But
yeah.
But then he did you watch it at all?
No, I didn't. I was watching the quotes coming through on Twitter.
Right.
But I didn't watch any of it. ICT says, how much of a drop on this OM did Stonksy caught in a 1 hour? All of it, mate.
Yeah.
All of it. I'll show you. Literally all of it. Hang on. Let me pull it back up. There you go.
And didn't you actually mention it in the Stonksy Discord before it happened?
No, I wish I did. Oh, imagine being short on this. Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you did. I thought you did your Mystic Dave bit.
No. So yeah, but Stonksy went red obviously here above $6, and then obviously this is when it started to slip down, and then just this absolute devil candle to the downside, just killed it off, and then obviously it eventually come out here. But yeah, huge drop captured by Stonksy. So yeah, it done its magic again. So that's fun fact for anyone watching. Stonksy has now caught the OM collapse, the Luna crash, and the FTT crash. Obviously, FTX's token that caused FTX to be liquidated. Can show them actually on here. Let's go and have a look. Probably a good little thing to cover because we've not actually got a lot going on, have we?
Oh yeah.
And my chair is broken again.
Really?
Yeah. I need to. Another screws fell out of it. Well, that was a nice little call there. Let's see. So this is the chart. Imagine getting in Luna down here. That would have been good. All the way up to $100. Look at that. It's insanity, that, wasn't it? Look at that. But yeah, what was it? Oh, we're gonna have to go back a long time here. We're gonna have to go back a very, very long time.
So how could we use Stonksy to set alerts and stuff up for this? Obviously you'd have to pick on. I suppose you'd have to pick on something that's fairly hot at the time, wouldn't you? Like I suppose with Luna, a lot of people were talking about it. Like you got, Ran from Crypto Banter, he was talking about it quite a lot.
Yeah.
What you need is a kind of like, a list of those sort of things that people are talking about, and then set like alerts for, I don't know, what would you do? Would you do like the weekly or the hourly or?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? Because it just depends on how far the pump. Are you mean to maybe like try and catch the next thing that might collapse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because you could have tried to short OM pretty much for a whole year, and you would have just been crushed each time you did it.
Yeah.
So if you go and have a look, if we have a look at the chart, the OM chart, let me get my camera back on. Hang on. But if we have a look at the OM chart now, we'll have a look at the daily, and you'll see, like, obviously you would have got some local drops, like when price retraced a little bit. But if we go on, here we go, OM, yeah, and we go on daily, like literally, every time you would have tried to short this, unless you were just taking profit on these dips, you would have just ended up getting blew out completely. Obviously, it picked up real steam towards the end, but there was times, obviously, when it was just ranging or profit taking coming in here, profit taking coming in. But each time, if you didn't close out, you would have just ended up getting completely blew out. It's interesting, yeah. But I know a lot of people. I do remember around the time of Luna, there was a few people calling it out, for being like a Ponzi.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time seeing like a lot of people shorting it down. I suppose you've just got to kind of maybe like wait your time, or just try and analyze for if something's topped out, whether it be distribution or volume starting to dry up or whatever. But yeah, it is hard. Like I said, with OM, yeah, you might have say you tried to short it repeatedly. Eventually, you would have got the big one, but how many times may you have been blown out beforehand?
Yeah. So that actually went red. I'm looking at OM on the 1 hour. So that went from no trade to red. It did it so well.
Yeah.
So Saturday, the 12th of April. Oh, blimey.
Yeah, it did it superbly, really, didn't it?
Really?
Caught the whole drop on it which is
What?
pretty crazy.
What were you looking at? Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Just started to tip over. After it had been flat for a while as well.
Yeah.
It caught some nice ones on the 1 hour as well. Obviously caught this pump up. This dropped down. But yeah, obviously the big one. Pretty crazy.
So what's everyone else? I mean, people are talking about fart coins quite popular at the moment, isn't it?
I think that's had like even more of a pump, hasn't it? Fartcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder if it's worth setting some alerts for like,
Well, the thing is, you come onto something like this now, don't you? And we can have. I forgot to turn my camera back on again. You come on. I'm gonna have to fix my chair in a minute. Actually, let me fix my chair now, and then we'll have a look at Fartcoin because it's hurting my back not being able to lean back. I can't lean back because the screws came out of it.
What sort of chair is it?
It's just like a normal like office desk chair. But the screws came out of one of the arms, like supporting the arm. So like when you lean on that side, it just kind of just wobbles about and drops down. So you can't apply any weight to it. So it's like killing me back because I can't like just lean back. I have to like sit forwards or sit to the right hand side. So get this screw back in now. Yeah. Really, I need an Allen key, but that'll do for now. I think that should be all right. There we go. And we'll have a look at Fartcoin now because you can potentially maybe look for stuff like this on how to analyze to see when/if something's topped out. Now, obviously, with something like Fartcoin, it's a bit dangerous because who knows when the next God candle might come.
Yeah.
But if we just zoom out on Fartcoin, I mean, look at that on Stonksy. My God. Look at that one there. I remember planning this out on stream as well. Look, you can see my boxes. So I remember planning this out on stream for the trades on Fartcoin. We'll take a look at that now. Hang on. So it was just trading in a like it's doing now, just trading in a range, and obviously held support where we had drawn out. This was the point to break, and then it broke it.
Yeah. So that big green thing on the 1 hour, that was a 91% increase. That was.
Yeah. But so what we'll see here is you can actually very easily analyze. This is where supply is for Fartcoin. And how can you see that? Because obviously price came down, it consolidated, held, and then obviously bang, there's the big drop there. So there's where supply started coming into the market to push it down. If we go over to the right-hand side now, bang, there you go. Right into supply, failure to break. Obviously for drawing this range, we will just use the top one, but there you can see it bang into supply. So pretty much we've got a range on Fartcoin here. Let's remove that and we'll use boxes instead because boxes are always better. So we've got the range high there, and then you've got range low on Fartcoin here. Let's move up that a little bit. So obviously we've had a few dips out and all that good stuff, but there's your range on Fartcoin. Obviously support, resistance. So obviously what do you want to see on Fartcoin? Well, you wouldn't rule out obviously a push higher. If we was going to push higher, where would we be pushing to? Let me have a look to see. So we're currently there. Maybe right into here. Maybe right into there. Maybe all the way up to here, actually. Maybe we go all the way up to there. But they'd be two levels I'd be looking at. So obviously break above, you can maybe start looking at higher levels. But you could try and short this if you wanted to. You could short this, and obviously your invalidation is it pushing above $1 and staying above there. But pretty much you'd want to see this as distribution for Fartcoin, so you wouldn't want it to see what it did last time, where it just ranged and then obviously bang, explosion to the upside. You'd want to see, if you're going in this, you would want to see it start to really kind of break down. Problem is, you just don't know what something like this is going to do next, do you?
No, it could do anything really. Yeah.
Personally, I think if it gets into this range here, anywhere into here, I think I might have a go at shorting it. If it got anywhere in there, I think that might be not so bad. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But that's what I'd be looking at on Fartcoin. If you're having a short here, just make sure you don't get blown out if it starts going higher. If you're waiting, I mean, even if it dropped down here, there's no guarantees because we might come into here. We might fall into 70s and then obviously start consolidating and picking back up. So,
yeah.
Afternoon, Wizzo. How we doing, my friend?
All right.
Sean says, do we still believe in the 4-year cycle?
I don't.
I don't know. Is my honest answer. I don't know. I think
too much has changed, you know.
Yeah, I think there is definitely. I mean, obviously, there's so many more variables compared to last cycle, isn't there? You know, you've got the ETFs, we've got nations buying it now. Obviously, people like Sailor and people that Sailor can convince, like GameStop, to buy more. So yeah, I don't know. I think it might line up just so happen this cycle. So I think if Bitcoin hasn't topped out yet, I think Bitcoin tops out this year. So if we don't top out, if we don't have another push up and Bitcoin's already topped out, then it would obviously fall in line kind of with a 4-year cycle. It just would have topped out a bit early compared to previous years. But I don't know. I think if it tops out this year, obviously it just kind of does fall in line with the cycle again. But I don't think like going forwards, we might see the same thing now. I don't know. It's a very interesting question.
Yeah, well, if you're talking about crypto generally, I mean, you're only talking about 14 years. So if you're talking about 4-year cycle, you're talking about 3 cycles. So I don't think you can come to any conclusion. Unless the 4-year cycle they're talking about, is that something that goes on in traditional finance or not? Or I don't know.
No. So the 4-year cycle was really built around the halvings, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah. I mean, the halving does not a lot these days, doesn't it? I mean,
you don't really see anyone talking about the halving effects now, do you? It's all on ETFs and waiting for nations to buy now. There's no real talk. I don't see anyone really talking about the effects of the halving.
I was having a bit of an argument with someone on X a while ago about this, because I was saying, well, halving's, it's not that important anymore because like the majority of Bitcoin's already out there, isn't it? It's only like the last.
Is that the last? Is it the last million or something like that?
Yeah. So, most of it's out already. So I don't know. Anyway, but I quickly became out of my depth and I just said, oh well.
Yeah.
I finished the argument like that. I was thinking actually, we don't get many argumentative commenters, do we? I think we need more of an argument going on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is that right? You got Sean saying, I think Bitcoin might drop into the 50s level, but my alts are near bear market lows in a bull run, so I think alts are still in it, but Bitcoin is now like stocks. Well, yeah, I mean, altcoins have been through pretty much a full bear market since December, haven't they? Since they peaked in December, or some peaked in January, whenever. Altcoins have literally been through, most of them anyway, a full bear market, 80-90% retraces. Which says you get a business cycle that's cyclical but runs over a much longer period.
Right.
In terms of TradFi. It's just rotational play as well, isn't it? You get rotational play.
Yeah.
But yeah, do remember as well, you can sign up to Stonksy with 20% off your first month with code BOT20. That link is in the description alongside the discount. Do check it out. You get access to the trading bots with that. Howdy, Steve-O. How are we doing? Great to see you.
Oh, by the way, I noticed Sean said afternoon, Dave and Raoul.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had a look to see where he was from. Actually, it's quite interesting. Actually, because he was, well, he's lived in loads of places, but his dad was Punjab, and his mum was Dutch. But when he was young, he lived in Manchester. So when I was young, I lived about 40 miles from Manchester. So yeah, we might have similar accents. It's possible. And we're probably a similar age, to be honest, as well.
Yeah, he's a very interesting guy, isn't he?
He is, yeah. But unfortunately, I'm not him, because he's got lots of money, hasn't he?
I think he's probably got buckets full.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Well, I suppose he's probably. I imagine he's probably got more than buckets.
A big bucket's full.
Yeah.
You don't see the roll pulled. No, I don't either. But, yeah.
My tell you what is causing me a bit of bother is my VPN. It's really annoying me at the moment. It's kind of I don't know what's happened, but it's kind of really messing with my internet connection now. It keeps like just kind of blocking everything. I've got literally no internet connection because of the VPN. And every time I try and go on the VPN and disable it for a bit, it's saying that it's not even logged in. So I've literally got like no internet on my phone. Luckily, obviously, it's still working fine for the stream.
All right.
Everyone's coming in. Oh, everyone's coming in. We've got James. How we doing? Crypto Bro. Yes, mate. Sean says, and I live in Manchester. Crypto Bro says, just finished CSE AMA. Great meeting. Very good. It's great to hear. Do make sure those of you that have come in do drop a like on the stream, please. Get the likes going. No, it's Surfshark, and I'd never really had this problem with Surfshark before. Literally just today that it started. So I don't really know what to do.
Actually, if that AMA is just finished, I'm just going to nip off and get my phone and stop it recording, right? So I'll be back in 2 minutes. Well, 1 minute.
No worries. What's up, Mr. Jailbreak? You haven't seen you in a while, my good friend. How are you doing? Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone use Surfshark? Does anyone use Surfshark on here? Yeah, dude, I was busy writing software. Okay, what type of software was you writing? But let me know in the chat. Does anyone use Surfshark? Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn my phone off and on. That usually does the trick, doesn't it? If it's broke, just turn it off and on. Hit the power button. Yeah, I don't know if anyone uses Surfshark. Let me know if you've had any issues with it today, because normally it's absolutely fine. See, I'm the opposite, James. I used to use Nord, and I found Nord an absolute pain in the ass. What happened with Nord and myself was literally in the house on the Wi-Fi, it was fine, working great. As soon as I'd leave the house and go on my data, the VPN would just block all internet. Like I had to go on and just disable it. And as soon as I disabled it, obviously I just got data again as normal. But I literally couldn't use it while I had my mobile data, the VPN. I don't know why. So I haven't used Nord since. Yeah, it was incredibly annoying. Mr. Jailbreak, you says, I can recommend Proton VPN. I'm writing APIs, basically high performance backend applications. Wow, okay. Use Nord, had similar issues in the past. Yeah, they're all probably very similar, and they all probably mess up your connection at some point, don't they?
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Sorry.
Oh, go on, mate. No,
I'm just saying I've got NordVPN, and well, basically because I bought it. I bought it for 3 years because it was pretty cheap if you did that. But I don't use it all the time, to be honest. I only use it if I want to be. I don't know. Yeah, no, I just don't use it all the time. I basically, particularly like now, I want the connection to be as good as possible for the live stream. So, I want as little as possible interfering with it. But I can never quite see the reason for using one generally. Do you know what it is?
What's that?
Well, like like using a VPN if you're at home in your own house. I mean, there's
You need, well, I suppose I'm obviously not recommending anyone to do anything that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but you do need it to, maybe use certain platforms or applications that you're maybe not allowed to use if you're in a certain location.
Yeah. That's true.
Apart from that, I don't know. I've never really got it. Like, I've never really got, apart from using it to put yourself in a different location to obviously avoid geo-blocking and stuff.
Yeah.
I've never really got the security factor of it. Like, I've never really understood in what way does me not using a VPN affect my security? Like, will someone get my IP address? Great. Good luck to them. Like, what they're gonna do? Like, I don't know. Maybe Mr. Jailbreak, you probably seems like you can provide some information on that. Like, what is actually the security benefit just for a normal day-to-day person for using a VPN?
Yeah.
Is there any security benefit, or is it literally just for the fact that you can just geographically put yourself somewhere else and be able to use things maybe you wouldn't be allowed to normally?
Yeah. I mean, if someone gets my IP, they'll think, oh, he lives in Plymouth, and I don't live anywhere near Plymouth.
Yeah. I've never been to Plymouth.
Oh, yeah, it was quite good actually.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Jailbreak, you says VPN, it's hiding traffic from your internet provider and also gives you more security by default since you rely on the VPN network and less of your own one. Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously there is some benefit to it. I just wasn't sure what it was. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's just like a common known thing, isn't it, that people say use a VPN. If you're trying to bypass location-based websites, VPNs often get detected. You can use proxies to bypass them. Mr. Jailbreak, you sounds like the type of guy that you want to be friends with, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He seems like the type of guy that you definitely want to be friends with.
Yeah,
he seems like he'd know lots about lots, if that makes sense. But those of you that have just joined the stream anyway, please do go and drop a like. We've got 23 viewers and only 11 likes. So do go and drop a like. Let's get us close to 20 as we can. Obviously, there's a lot of regulars in the chat. So come and do your part. Drop a like on there and get us higher. We've got half an hour until US Open. I have put the poll in if you want to go and vote as well. Obviously, if you haven't already, do make sure you go and do go and sign up to BLOFIN using the Stonksy link in the chat or in the description. But have you got anything you'd like to run through? Would you want to share anything, mate, with your screen or do anything?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let me just get me Chrome one up.
Take time.
Hang on.
But let us know in the chat, what trades are you in? Have you got any open trades at the moment? And also let us know where you're going. Where do you think we're going next? So, do you think we're going towards 88k or do you think we're coming down towards 81, 82? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know which way to vote at the moment.
It's weird, isn't it? Because if you look at Bitcoin as well, it's right in the middle of that low time frame range, like pretty much bang on in the middle between 86k and 83. Right.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're ready for me to load your screen up, mate, and I'll get you on.
Yeah, let me just load me BLOFIN thing up. I just want to talk about the bot for a little bit. Because I think it'd be good to talk about the bot, like warts and all. Because that's part of the Stonksy thing, really, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, let's go for it. Should be sharing.
Yeah, okay, hang on. Let me put you on, mate. Tell you what, as well, bit off topic, but I think I'm gonna have to put some holes in this snood that I wear because it is getting rather hot to wear it. I keep having to turn my camera off so I can just pull it down and breathe. So I'm either just gonna have to go full docks or try and put some holes in it so I can breathe properly. So I don't know which one I'd rather. I think I'd rather try the holes first. Like,
so yeah, we need to come up with a plan for for my camera thing, you know.
Yeah. I would say definitely as we're coming towards summer as well. You know, when we had that nice weather like a week or two ago,
yeah,
it was hot, mate. It was hot wearing this. So yeah, I would say.
But we are talking about a camera for me as well. But I think we want to achieve. What do we want to achieve? How many subscribers?
What on this?
Before I put my camera on.
Oh, don't know. That's completely up to you, mate, isn't it?
Well, we'll think about it anyway. So, but that's the plan. We want to get some subscribers, then I'll get the camera on. Anyway, so so for anyone who doesn't know, the way the bot works is the bot works on the Stonksy side. It doesn't use Stonksy in a completely obvious way. There are two strategies that, you know, for example, it might do things like it'll open on the 1 hour green and it will close on a different time frame when it goes red, and it looks for confirmations in different ways. This is different to how it started off. And originally, the bot, like a month ago, was just opening on the green 1 hour and then closing on a background change, and it was going short on the red background 1 hour, and then it was closing on a background change. It's now got a little bit more complex, and there's two bots. There's one called a high frequency bot that everyone seems to use, and there's one called a low frequency bot that only one person seems to be using at the moment. So I'm just going to talk about the high frequency bot. This is my one here. So at the moment we're not in a trade. Okay, so I just want to show you, because yesterday what I did show was this chart was making here. Let me just check that comes up. Yeah, it does. Yeah. So this is when I started using it on the 2nd of April, which is probably the most stupid day to set up the bot, because that's when Trump did his tariff speech and the price pumped a lot, and then it came down quickly, and the bot actually closed in a loss. So, you know, my amount I started off with, which is 250 USDT, that went down to like 238, and then it went down a bit further, and I was thinking, oh no, this is terrible, and it started to sort of redeem itself a little bit last week, to be honest. Actually, in fact, that's this week. No, last week. And then it got back up to being in a profit. Now, yesterday, this figure here for the 16th of April, that was over $300. But unfortunately, overnight, the bot did close in a loss. So if I have a look at mine, look at the position history, and then we go along to here, you can see here that it was actually quite a big loss for this, really. So this made well, it lost $24, 7.88%, which is a bit of a shame, because it had done really well the previous trades. Like here, there was a plus 28% one, and that was good. But overall, it's still up. So I started with $250 or 250 USDT rather. I started with that 2 weeks and 1 day ago, so it's up a little bit. A couple of things I wanted to mention, and this is to do with the settings. Now, some people have been, no, not that settings, the settings for the actual bot itself. Hang on, you get there by going to here, my copies. Right, okay. So this is the bot I'm using, Stonksy high frequency. Here, the settings, right? I think a lot of people by default are using the smart copy when they set it up. So what that does, that uses a percentage of the copy trader's margin. So I believe the way it's set at the moment, might have to clarify this, but I believe it's basically like 10% of the amount. So for example, here I've got 281 USDT, and it would use like $28 worth of USDT. And what you could do there is you can Where's that multiply thing gone? That's hang on.
What's that, mate?
Where was that multiply thing on the smart copy, or wasn't it there? Oh no, that wasn't, was it?
No, that's on traditional for I think
Right,
it's
okay.
ratio instead of fixed amount.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, so if you're using smart copy, it's only going to use about 10% of your capital in the trade. Now, that's good because it's very, very safe. You've got lots of margin there, so chances of the trade going bad are pretty slim. However, you're not going to make loads, particularly if you've only got a small amount like that. So what I did, I set it up with traditional, right? So by default, when you come in here, that will be set on fixed ratio. Right, this is where it was, wasn't it? So here, what you do is you could increase the amount you use of the margin. You could increase. So it says here, set the margin as a multiple of the trader's investment. So if the main trader, because it works with copy trading essentially. So if the main trader was using 10% of the capital, you could increase this to like 2 and use 20% of the capital. Now I chose to not do that. I chose to change that to fixed amount. And what I've done there is I've set the cost per order. I have actually set it for the entire amount that I've got in that account. Now, one thing I don't know, which I wanted to find out, is I want to find out what happens if I've actually, accidentally left that on 300 or something. I want to find out if that actually fills. So I don't want to do that today. So I'm just going to put it back on 281. Now this obviously is a little bit risky because I'm doing using all my capital with 10x leverage. What I've found is that generally the way the Stonksy bot works is it's not doing particularly risky trades. If it starts going the wrong way, it normally closes the trade and you might make a small loss, but I think that's fine. So I'm quite happy to do that. I'd probably suggest that you don't use 10x. I'll probably, something like 5x is probably safer. Now, also what I wanted to talk about was the take profit and stop loss here. Now, what I'm doing here, I'm just leaving that up to the bot. So I'm just letting that do the take profit and the stop loss. The reason being is a friend of mine set this at 5% yesterday, and the trade was looking okay. And then Jerome Powell was doing his speech, and we had that dump. And what happened was it came down and it closed his position there, and it gave him, a 5% loss, which was, a bit nasty, because even though that trade didn't end in profit, it wouldn't have ended up that bad. It actually ended up something like 2% in a loss, not 5%. So personally, I wouldn't actually bother. This is not financial advice at all, but I'm just saying what I'm doing. I am not setting take profit or stop loss. If you do set a take profit, I don't know if anyone else thinks this, but this friend of mine was under the impression that if he set that at 5%, it was like a trailing stop loss. So if the price went down 5%, it would close. It's not a trailing stop loss. It's just a regular stop loss. So that 5% is 5% below your entry. So yeah, I'm not setting that. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, and I'm copying traders margin mode. And my plan is as this number increases, or rather as this number here increases, I'm just going to match the cost per order to that, because I want to go in fairly aggressively using all my capital. Now that's partly because I'm a sort of reckless gambler, so you might want to do less than that if you're not like me. To be honest, I'm not really worried about a small amount like that. Obviously, if I was trading with like thousands, then that would be a different story. Now, talking about trading with thousands, I did actually wonder how big this could get, because yesterday I was talking about the possibilities of compounding the gains and ending up with absolutely astronomical possibilities of gains. I was talking like $250,000 a year from like a $2,500 initial kind of thing. And I did start to wonder, I thought there's got to be a limit on what they allow you to do with the copy trading. So I did actually ask, how much, I asked support how much the maximum position could be. And first of all, they came back saying it was $50,000. And I was thinking, okay, well, that's not bad. And then I said, okay, so that's, if you were using 10x leverage, you're talking like $5,000 of margin. And they said, no, it's actually $50,000 margin, and then whatever leverage you've got on top of it. So if you're thinking about that, you can have $50,000 of margin. In theory, you could, if you're an absolute lunatic, you could have that on 20x leverage, and you'd actually be trading with a position size of $1 million. Which I don't think I would ever do with a bot. But so just to let you know that the actual limits for the copy trading, if you become an absolute baller and this really works in your favor, then the limits are very, very high. So there's not really any limits. Well, not any limits for a sane person that what we could achieve with this bot. So that's I'm finding it interesting, and what I'm going to do is quite truthfully report at the end of the day whatever the amount in my account is, and we can see what happens, and so I thought that'd be interesting. Also bear in mind that the bot is in its infancy. Dean was on the show a week or so ago, and he was talking about advances they're talking about in the bot, and some of the ideas are really clever, and it will get more advanced, more clever, and in the future I think it will be really good. So it's something I'm going to follow on a daily basis on the channel, so I think that might be quite interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be good to start covering more of it so people can see, what the bot's doing day to day if it's in a trade. Obviously, where you're at with what you've been able to get P&L wise. Wiz says, I don't know if this applies to what you've just gone through then or whatever, but he says if you change it off price, then you can set it to take profit at a certain P&L percentage.
Oh, okay. So
it'd be in this, if you go into the settings, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. How do I quickly get to the? I keep having to go back here and then go into my copies. Anyway. Right. So what Wiz is saying, if I go to settings, and then take profit. Oh yeah, because this is what Wiz does, isn't it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So you can set that for profit and loss. Oh, okay. Can you? Oh, that profit and loss. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, P&L. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There it is. Yeah.
So yeah, that's still the same though, isn't it? I think. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't be the same. No. P&L percentage and then price percentage change are different things, aren't they?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because your price, if you drop, say if your stop loss is at 5% on price, then your stop loss would be a 5% drop on the Bitcoin price, not obviously anything to do with your P&L.
Okay, but this 5% means a 5% loss here, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it'd be 5% of your P&L.
Okay.
If you was to input that anyway, yeah.
Okay. So, that's good to know though. Yeah, of course, because the profit and loss. Yeah. So yeah, because that might be a thing as well, particularly if you've got some news going on. You might get a pump and a dump. It might even be worth putting in a take profit there. If
Yeah,
you think
you'd be able to know exactly what you'd be taking out each time. Then if it hits, you take profit, doesn't it? So say if you got 10%, then you'd be making how much margin have you got in yours? 280, 250.
Yeah,
You'd be making like $25 each time. Obviously, you might want to up it because you're using 10x leverage. So you could walk away with obviously more with the higher leverage, but. Yeah, it's good to know that. I'm actually going to be putting a video together today for the Discord just to put in there to walk people through how they exactly change over from smart copy to traditional.
Oh, okay.
And obviously the benefits and to run through it a bit, just to have in there for new people that come into the Discord. Because obviously I think a lot of people come in and then they just join the bot and obviously they may not know that, they're on smart settings and then obviously the difference between them and, the fact that maybe if they swapped over to traditional, even in a more safer way, using low leverage or whatever, they might be a lot better off than using the smart copy.
Yeah. So I don't know. You probably could do a sort of 5% take profit and do all right, really. It'd be really good if there was a way of easily back testing all this, wouldn't it? Anyway, what I was going to say was that there was a friend of mine saying, obviously the guy who was talking about the stop loss, he was also saying it'd be good if they had a trailing stop loss. I think, to be honest, if you're going to do that sort of thing, then you may as well just trade manually. I mean, the idea of a bot is you can pretty much walk away and forget about it, can't you?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think you can maybe kind of overcomplicate this as a thing, couldn't you? Potentially, like if you start adding too much into this, then it kind of goes against like what the idea of bot trading and copy trading is.
Yeah, which is probably it's worth bearing in mind what it is all about, really. I mean, I wouldn't consider bot trading to be a replacement for manual trading. I also think, actually, to be honest, you shouldn't use a bot just because you don't know how to trade. In a way, you should sort of learn to trade a little bit and then use a bot because you haven't got the time or something, But I think, I don't know. I'm just a bit worried people who don't understand what it's all about will just go in, use all their capital, put it on 20x leverage, and then hope it will just make money forever. And 20x leverage, you could soon get into a problem maybe with that. Just treat it with a bit of respect, I suppose.
Florin, how we doing? Great to see you. Thank you very much for joining the stream. And Badger, hello mate. Badger is a new Stonksy subscriber. Did you manage to watch that video, Badger, in the Discord for setting up the indicator on TradingView? Hopefully you managed to get it sorted then. So to get the invite to the bot, mate, just send me, obviously you'll have seen me in the Discord, I tagged you before. Just DM me over your BLOFIN user ID number. So if you haven't signed up for BLOFIN already, click that first link in the description, use the Stonksy link. It's also pinned in the chat. Create a BLOFIN account. If you've already got one, then send me over your UID number. You'll find that in your profile. DM it to me on Discord, and I can get you added to that. And I'll be putting a video in there today on walking through. Obviously, you'll have seen Save with Crypto, covering it a bit there. Just the difference between copying it on smart copy and then copying it on traditional. Because on smart copy, there's a difference in leverage used and in margin used. On traditional, you can set it a bit better if you want to get the best gains out of it. So I'll be dropping a video into the Discord for that this afternoon once I've got round to it, which will just cover obviously the differences and how you can benefit from it. But yeah, I'll get you sorted. If you send me over that UID number, I'll get your access granted, and you can follow it now. We do have 9 minutes until US Open. We've not really moved. God damn it! What have I done there?
Well, might have been me, actually.
No, I did something when I was trying to look at the poll and then I accidentally closed the window. So we've got 9 minutes until US Open. 24 viewers, 15 likes. Please do drop a like if you haven't already. But we've got 16 votes on the poll. 69% of people thinking we're going up. If you do want to get your voting on the poll before we close it, get it in now, because I'll be closing it in a minute. And then obviously we'll be going ahead to good old US Open. Do you want your screen back on, mate? I see it's gone off, or
Oh, hang on. What am I doing? It says that I'm sharing this tab to StreamYard, so
I've got it. I've just put it up back now. I think it maybe because did you change from, I don't know, did you change browser or something?
Yeah, I changed from Safari to, there you go. I changed from Safari to Chrome.
Yeah.
I was going to have a quick look at the Bitcoin price. I kind of noticed that the green 1 hour background that stopped this morning, didn't it?
Yeah.
That went to no trades at about 10 o'clock this morning. So, not quite sure what's going to happen, really. I haven't voted yet. I always vote up, so I'm going to vote down.
Wiz, I have also entered another very, very low risk OM long as well while it's come back down. I ended up closing mine at 83 cents. So got out pretty nice. Obviously not as good as an exit as you did, but pretty nicely compared to where the price has come back down to. So I'm back in again with some low risk margin and 2x long. So we'll see if we get another pump up on it, but it being back down close towards 70, I think, maybe the risk is back there. So I've decided to go back in with another little bit.
Yeah, this is the tiny BLOFIN one. It's only like $60 a margin.
Yeah,
this is the one where I was I'm using for the 5 minute idea. So if we look at, say, Bitcoin on the 5 minute with Stonksy, so basically what I did, I went long about here because I saw that green arrow there on the green background on the 5 minute, and it's still green. So I'm going to see if your idea works. And looking back in the past, some of these have been great, but I think probably the thing to do is, if I see it reasonably in profit, I'll just close it. Like last night, time before, didn't get a green arrow there. So maybe this one here. I think once again, if I see it in a reasonable profit, I'll just close it and then look for the signal again, really. I suppose what you could do is use the 5 minute, use that as a kind of opening condition, and then if you get, if during that green 5 minute, if you see the 1 hour go green, then probably stay with it. That's probably the way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to set your thing up for the open then?
Can do, mate, or we can stay on yours, whatever. I mean, there's not really much. There's not a massive amount of movement now on US Open, so I don't like that comparison with the S&P's kind of like a bit irrelevant. But I can take the screen if you want, or we can stay on yours, whatever.
Are you busy with your foot massager there?
No. Well, I've just turned it back on for another 30 minutes, but we got Wiz saying my main play is peak. Steve-O as well being cheeky, saying, why do I need to know how to trade when I can follow our top influencer here all in 100x? Well, the good thing is you don't need to be trading all the time when you are following the Stonksy bot. That's the main thing, innit? When you got the Stonksy bot following the high frequency, you can let that catch the trades while you're sleeping, while you're out, while you're away from the chart, whatever. So that is the key, innit? Wiz says, added more today on the difference clips from yesterday. Yeah, Wiz is loving Peak, a thing called Peak, if we want to maybe get that up. P-E-A-Q. Man, I can't breathe in this snood today, me. I'm gonna have to come up with some sort of decision, because it's not even like really that hot, but I just find myself not being able to breathe with it on. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm either gonna have to poke some holes in it, or just decide on what maybe is the best course. But there's no way I can sit in this all summer. It's like I've got it over me mouth for about 2 minutes, and it's like I can't breathe. Mr. Jailbreak, you said, where can I follow the Stonksy bots? You have to. Are you a Stonksy user, mate? If you're a Stonksy user, then we'll be able to sort that out for you. If you're not a Stonksy user, then you won't be able to follow it because it's only available for Stonksy users. But if you do want to try it out, you can get 20% off your first month, and you can just come and try it for a month. There's no contract, no ties. It's just a rolling plan. So you can get 20% off the monthly cost if you want to come and give the Stonksy bot a go on BLOFIN. The high frequency ones. So obviously Saver Crypto will be able to probably give a thing, but someone said that it was a new user put in the Discord that since they'd been following it, they'd won there'd be three profitable trades and then 1 break even. So I don't know exactly what it's done since then.
Okay.
But yeah, if you do want to get that discount, mate, the second link in the description and the discount code is there as well. I will put it into the chat as well. But yeah, the link to the Stonksy website is in the second link. And then there's the bot 20 to go check out. But if you do want to pay in crypto, mate, just let me know. And you can pay in crypto as well. Just email us in. And you could pay for the month in crypto with the 20% off too. So let me close that poll. So we had 20 votes in the end. 65% of people thinking we go up. We've got Epong. Oh, Crypto Bro says you need to get a phone jacket style mask with a hole mouth. I don't know, mate. That sounds a bit dodgy to me. That sounds a bit dodgy. That I don't know what that is. Epong says we will dump in New York Open. So Epong is estimating for a pump up and then a dump down.
Yeah, I was just looking here at this is the. I'm actually looking at this on a different BLOFIN account. So this one isn't using the bot. So this is what you'd see as a regular person. So this is the actual the master traders, history. This is what I don't get. How come it says return on investment minus 2.36%, but copier's profit $1.32? How did that work out?
What's that? Sorry.
This one here, right? So this is the trade history of the actual the master trader, if you like. So that's the bot itself, yeah. So this one, it closed last night. It had an ROI of minus 2.36%, but copier's profit $1.32. How did that work out?
Are you on? I don't know. Your screen's just showing the two Stonksy bots.
God. Sorry. Actually,
right. Okay. Right. There you go. So start again. What bit was you on?
Right. So this is the trade history of the. Oh God, it's open. You have to go ding-a-ling.
Ding-a-ding, ding-a-ding, ding-a-ding.
Hang on. Oh. Let's get over to a quick look at Bitcoin. It's doing nothing.
Yeah, I think we just carry on. I don't think, unless we get some sort of mad move, I think we just carry on looking at the bot. It's more interesting than US Open, I think.
Okay.
We're just not getting that volatility coming in straight away. It's just kind of like, yeah, well, whatever.
Okay, so what we're saying is right. So this is an account that isn't using the bot. Yeah. So I'm just looking at this as if I'm just a regular person having a look at the bot. So this is saying in the trade history, this one from, is that the one from last night? 849. I guess it is. So so this was long, and it made an ROI of minus 2.36%, right? Which is correct, I think. How come it's got copier's profit of $1.32?
Because I think so Wizards just said if you go on, you see the bit where you're saying trade history, go on copiers. And yeah, that'll I'm guessing that's the combined profit of all the copiers.
Oh,
So some people have made a decent amount there. That guy's up $190. Oh, that guy's done good, hasn't he?
which one? Him?
How's that guy done that? Look at that there. No, the one on the bottom there, below that. He's got $9.41, but a total profit of 362. Maybe he's took a little bit out. I don't know.
I don't know.
But see, this is why I want to put the video in though about switching over to traditional. So these people that have been copying a long time, maybe some of them, like that guy on the bottom there, he's got $489 in and only $75 of profit, 75 cents. He's probably on smart copy, really not benefiting from having traditional settings on. So that's why I want to make this video and just show everyone how to swap over and the benefits of swapping over. But I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm guessing when it says copy is profit, I'm guessing that was just like the full flat line of everyone that was in there, maybe.
Yeah, it don't really make sense though, does it? Because that's talking about these are each individual. I don't know. I don't get that because it says entry that, closing price that, which is less. Copy as profit. I see what you're saying. Out of them 51 copiers. Right, okay. So that means that some people will have closed it themselves and made a profit. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. All right. So if you had someone like really reckless in here, they could sort of ruin us a bit, couldn't they?
Potentially, yeah. But I suppose all is that most people care about is their individual profit, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So I could probably find my mate in there, couldn't I? I know he's
Maybe
got
if you know his name on it, yeah.
I don't really know his name, but I know he's got about $500. So where are you? That might be him. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, because he was on the smart copy thing. Maybe that's him, and that's why he's moaning. Yeah, so I think you need to get your video out, don't you?
I think so. Yeah, I'll get it. It'll be in the Discord server today.
Or I suppose, this could be someone who set their set their stop loss at like 1% or something. So like most of the trades close in a 1% loss. But that could be that as well, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, you can't do 1%. All right, 5%. Yeah. So say if you set your stop loss at 5%, quite often when it enters a trade, it will go 5% the wrong way. So in which case, like, the majority of your trades would close in a loss. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is it's going to be interesting for me to follow it anyway. And I'm in a profit so far in 2 weeks and 1 day, so that's good. But I think it's good overall, though.
Yeah, I think maybe just because I think we've had a few people join in the last 10-15 minutes or so. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream if you haven't already, and if you're new, do subscribe. But maybe if you could just run over your personal positions from the bot quickly again, and then we can move over to looking at some charts again then.
Okay, all right. I'll have to just go over to my Safari browser, which
yeah, no worries, mate. But if you do want us to look at anything, or if you've got any questions about the bot, if you've got any questions about Stonksy, let us know in the chat. Do get them in. If you've got any questions on how you get access to the bot, how it works, stuff like that, do get them in the chat. Or if you just let us know what you're trading, have you got any positions open today, what's your feelings on the market, let us know in the chat. But yeah, Save Crypto's just going to run over his personal positions from the bot again. There will be a great video coming out today as well on the Stonksy channel that he's put together regarding the bot and the trades it's taken on his account. So that'll be superb. Do look out for that.
So, sorry, I just got to talk StreamYard for a moment, actually. So on StreamYard, the only option I've got now is to stop. Oh, I know. No, I know.
Go on, see if you can do it. I think maybe if you're swapping over browser, I think maybe you have to stop sharing your screen and then reshare in a different browser.
Okay, brilliant. Right, so I'm going to stop the one on Chrome.
Yep.
And then go back to StreamYard. All right, brilliant. Well done. Sorry, everybody, it's my first day. Actually, that's a lie. Actually, yesterday was my first day.
You get used to it.
I know. Anyway, it's proof that it's live. Anyway, so right.
Yeah, so I can whack that up now. Yeah, there we go. So we should be we're back on now.
Okay, right.
Sup, Chopsy, how we doing? Great to see you.
Right, so for everyone who's just joined, where have you been? Yeah, this is a bot account that I set up on stream 2 weeks ago on this channel here with Dave, and I put in pretty much 250 USDT. I did it on April the 2nd, which was the Trump tariff announcement day, which was probably a bit of a daft day. And the first trade actually lost $11, which was a bit annoying. Next one won, then there was another losing one. Then I had quite a good spate of like winning ones. And yesterday I was actually up to over $300, which if you think about it, 250 to 300 is actually quite a big percentage. Now, unfortunately, last night, the trade from last night did close 7.88% in a loss. Now, these percentages are a little bit bigger because I'm using 10x leverage. I'm not using 3x leverage, which is the default. But yeah, overall, I'm at 281. I'm going to keep this Google sheet here of the date versus the amount in the account, and various notes here like the tariff speech, tariff news. That was the China stuff, and then yesterday was I think one of the worst days on the stock market this year. So we can see how it goes. But overall, we are up from 250 to 281. Obviously, I'm not using a lot of cash here. I think I will increase this though. I might do this with like $1,000 or something, and and see if I can earn some beer money or something.
And earn yourself some weekend spends.
That's it. Yeah. Cool. Right. I'm looking at.
Afternoon, Gonksy. How we doing? So, Gonksy, I actually quoted you. Big up some users in the Discord as well. I just want to take a bit of time to big up some users. So, we've got a good amount of people that are really active in the Discord, like James, obviously Gonksy. I've seen you in there. There's a guy in there called Crypto Pappy. He's always commenting on the bot. Jeff, big up Jeff, my man Jeff. I don't think he's in the stream today. Normally he's in the stream under a name called Stella, but Jeff in the Discord, big up Jeff. He absolutely loves the Stonksy bot and has seen some superb returns from it. Chopsy says, any other tip on your settings? I started pretty much at the same time and gone from... Yeah, so Chopsy, are you on smart settings? This is going to be a video I'm putting together today to put in the Discord on showing people the benefit from swapping over from smart settings onto traditional. So are you on smart settings, Chopsy? Because, yeah, I'm going to be keep an eye out. It'll be in the Discord this afternoon. Just covering the benefits of swapping over from smart settings to traditional, how to do it, obviously the best things. Because smart settings only uses a small percentage of your margin each trade. So you're not getting that kind of benefit of whatever margin you've got in there. Say you've got $1,000. Smart settings might only be using like 10-15% of your margin for each trade. So you're getting really low position sizes. Gongsy says, I've done 15.9% of my total balance in 7 days with the bot. Superb. There we go. That's what we like to see. But yeah, Chopsy, there'll be a video going in there, mate. He'll show you how to do it, and obviously swapping over. So I'll get that in as soon as possible. It should clear a lot of things up. It's obvious, it's evident in it that obviously maybe that's where people are going wrong in following the smart set instead of the traditional. So it should be good to get some people over.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the stream's not showing what I'm looking at the moment.
What is it that you're looking at?
I was looking at, I don't know, it seems to have sort of frozen on the stream. Do you want to take the screen back for a bit and I'll work out what's going on?
Yeah, I'll take it back now, mate.
Okay.
Hang on.
I think what I probably need to do is I think what I'll do is I'll make it so that BLOFIN account is one that I'm logged into on Chrome, so I don't have to swap between Chrome and Safari. I think that's probably the easier thing to do.
Yeah, right. I'll take the screen back now, mate. Hang on. Right. Just have to get this right. Remove that and bang. There we go. We're back on. Yeah, Chopsy should be able to clear it up for you, mate. Should be a lot better then. Manually closing trade. So Gongsy's actively manually. I think a few people are doing this as well, aren't they? Like seeing it if it's in good profit, just closing it or putting the stop up or whatever. So that is another technique as well. But definitely moving over from smart settings to traditional is a good way to, you boost your position size. Obviously, you boost your rewards then.
So if he's done 15.9% in 7 days, that's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, you start off with $1,000, then he's done. If you start off with $1,000 and you do just call it 16%, let's base $160 in it. That's your whole monthly fee covered in a week. Then everything else is profit that you make off the bot, and obviously trading with the indicator itself, and any anything that's going on in the Discord. If anyone puts a good trade in the Discord, everything else is profit then. So yeah, big up Gonksy, absolute legend, and everyone else as well. When Dave's Dungeon Hyperliquid Vault, I think we need to big up Justin to do one, mate, for a few of us. I think we need to big up Justin to open a Hyperliquid Vault that a few of us can put into, and he can turn water into wine. What do you reckon? Do you reckon we can convince him? I think that'd be nice.
I would tell you a bit of news about Hyperliquid. Is for those. For anyone using Swissborg, I think the general opinion, certainly in the crypto saving expert community, is that the Borg token is very undervalued at the moment, and it is going to list on Hyperliquid. So I don't know. I am a Swissborg fan. The token's called Borg, BORG. I've got quite a lot of it. And I think I might get some more, actually. So, I think that could be not financial advice, but I'm going to get another bag of Borg.
Let's see. Okay. Let's go and see where Borg's at. Let's have a look at Borgy. Okay, let's turn Stonksy off for just a second. Okay, right. Oh, to be fair, it's very close to its lows, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, apart from this dip it had in 2023, you can see pretty much around here-ish is where, obviously, back in 2022, that's where it came in, found demand, dropped below, and then obviously this turned to resistance. So this is quite a key SR zone here, as you can see, was demand, and then dropped below, resistance, broke back up, was back to being support, a little drop below there, but reclaimed. Obviously tested it again most recently, so it is kind of back around that level in it, of where it's found demand. I mean, yeah, to be fair, it's not really looking that bad at all, is it?
I think that's quite an interesting one. There's not any exchanges where you can trade it with derivatives, so it would be literally just buying and selling it or whatever.
I'm interested to see. Oh, go on. Sorry, mate. Carry on.
but it is actually quite a nice token to have, because if you've got the Swissborg app, what it is, it's a app where you can buy and sell crypto. And to be honest, it's the only place that I ever buy crypto with fiat, which I don't do very often, but when I do, I use Swissborg. And if you've got the Borg token, you can qualify for different tiers, and that really reduces your fees and stuff. So there's a reason to have it as well, which is pretty rare these days to actually have a reason to have an altcoin. I actually bought a load of it when it was 4 cents.
Right, okay.
So I'm happy.
Yeah, you're up nicely, aren't you? This is the peak one. This is the peak where Wiz was talking about that he's accumulating. I've no idea what it is, no idea what it does. But Wiz says he's accumulating this, so thought we'd just take a quick look at it. Looks like, obviously, after a very strong sell-off down, maybe is this accumulation. What we'd want to see is we wouldn't want to see it drop below here. So if it comes back in here, we'd want to see that bought up and demand come in, stay above here. We don't want to see it go to fresh lows. Obviously, eventually, then the idea that if it breaks here, we could be seeing it off to the races then. But yeah, this is one that Wiz has been saying he's accumulating. James says, I've just added more to the bot, but the individual trade margin is capped at 3,000. Is there a way to increase that?
He's actually right. I've just looked at that.
Is it?
Yeah, if you put in a big number, it says please enter amount between 10 and 3,000.
I thought, didn't Thingo say to you that it was 50k?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take a screenshot of that.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we'll tell you what, mate, put that into, or maybe you, mate, if you could, or James, whoever, if someone puts that in the Discord and pings Dean, SMFC, and just ask him, can he confer with BLOFIN about this? Let Dean pick it up and just say, maybe you put it in, mate. I don't know, because you've spoke to BLOFIN already, haven't you?
Well, I'll do that because I've got the screenshot from.
Yeah, just confer with Dean and just ask him, because maybe hopefully he can go to BLOFIN then, and if there's some sort of limit on the individual thing, hopefully they can lift that then. But if you ping Dean in it or send him a message directly, hopefully he'll be able to confer with BLOFIN then and hopefully get that sorted out, because 3,000 is pretty low, isn't it, really, when you think about it?
Yeah, that would scupper my plan of,
world domination.
Yeah, living on a yacht and.
Yeah. So obviously, Wiz, big up Wiz's position. Hopefully, this will play out for you, mate. But yeah, this is a coin that Wiz is accumulating. Tell you what, still mad at this from yesterday. So this absolute piece of garbage yesterday. I said to Wiz and a few others, I said, I think I'm going to have a go at shorting this, but I wanted another squeeze up. And it was around here when I first said it. And I was going to just short it on 2x, but I thought the funding was minus 2%, so I thought it's going to squeeze again at some point. It got listed on Binance after this run up again. Funny fact, Binance delisted this a couple months ago and then relisted it again after it had already squeezed all the way up here. But then it squoze up and then just absolutely dumped. So I was really mad at myself yesterday for not just shorting it, because I'd had to run the post office when it got this squeeze up here, so I missed it. And then obviously it just dumped all the way down. So yeah, big F on my part. Missed some nice gains there.
Oh, never mind.
But yeah, we've not got really much going on, have we? Let's again, this, I mean, a bit really low. What's the volume? Really low low volatility on US Open now, isn't it? We've not really done much at all. You wouldn't even know the US market had opened.
Yeah. And by the way, I got Crypto Bro saying, does Swissborg only deal with USDT on Solana, or does it do USDT on ETH? It actually uses only ETH network for USDT, unfortunately. So, if you buy USDT on Swissborg and then send it to an exchange, you do unfortunately have to pay the ETH fee, which is like about $8 or $9. The way I get around that is I actually buy TRX, I actually buy Tron, and I send that to whatever exchange I'm using, which costs almost nothing. And then I just look for a little increase in the price of Tron and sell it into USDT on whatever exchange I'm using. So that's what I do there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice. I've never really used Tron ever.
Have you not?
I've never used it.
Okay. Gonk is saying, is there a way to partially close the bot? I don't know, to be honest.
No, you can't partial close. No, it's either full take profit or leave it open. They don't have partial close on it. Thanks for the advice, as Crypto Bro.
So how does Wiz do it? He closes half of it.
Does he? I thought it didn't do partials. Are you sure? I'm sure he said before that it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Don't know. Maybe someone could clear that up. I don't know.
He says, yeah, you can when it's in the trade. Oh, right.
Yeah, you can when it's. Oh, right. Okay, when it's live. So you can't set it as like a pre thing or whatever. So there you go. A bit more information there for you, Gong. So you can do it. You can do it when it's in a live trade.
How would you do that then? I don't know. Have to wait until it's in a trade.
It must be. Yeah, it must be on there somewhere. There is a few little hidden bits on these settings, isn't there? There is a few little hidden bits that you can miss. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, there's not really much going on. If anyone got any altcoins or anything that they want us to look at, get it in the chat. If you got any more questions about Stonksy or the bot, get them in the chat. And obviously, if you do want to come and try the bot, get whitelisted for it, you can sign up for 20% off today. Come and try it for a month. Treat it as a month trial, whatever that you want to call it. But you can get your first month 20% off. Links in the description. Discount code is in the description. Come over to the Stonksy website. Click start now. Choose the monthly. Here, that'll take you to create your account and obviously check out. Put code BOT20. Here it is in the discount box, and that'll take it 20% off for your first month. And it is just a rolling plan. So obviously, there's no contract, no ties, whatever. It's just on a monthly rolling subscription. But you can, if you do want to, pay in crypto, drop us an email here by clicking the email address, hyperlink, and just say you want to try the monthly with the BOT20 discount. And you can pay in crypto as well if you want to do that. You get access to everything, indicated Discord server, and obviously whitelisted for the bots as well. So yeah, do check that out today.
Do you want to have a quick look at the Mag 7 before we go?
Yeah, we can do it. Gongsy says might be a good info vid to put out. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that. It'd be interesting to see when the bot's in an open trade. We'll have to try and catch it and make a video about it when it's in an open trade about partial take profits.
Yeah, I can probably do that.
Yeah, if you want to take that, mate, that'd be great, actually. Even if it's just a quick 5-minute video or something. Yeah, you can get that up, and that'd be quite handy to have on YouTube. Wiz says, I'm looking to short the ones we spoke about earlier, Dave. Yeah, okay, mate. Very nice, very nice.
What was that then?
What was the ones that we spoke about earlier? Let me go and check. Hang on. Let me see.
Keeping it all to yourself.
Oh, I think it was. I don't know. Was it the ones that might be getting delisted off Binance, Wiz? Is that the ones you're on about? Binance list, yeah. So Binance are now doing, if anyone doesn't know, they're now making it like a democracy for what gets delisted off their exchange.
Oh, right.
So they're doing like a vote. So top was FTT, obviously the FTX token, but then we had Zcash in second, Jasmy, and then a few others like GPS and PDA. Obviously, Jasmy's one we've covered quite a lot on the streams over the past few months. So it'll be interesting to see if that gets delisted. But Zcash and Jasmy were right behind FTT. So obviously anything that gets delisted off Binance previously has dropped like 40-50% straight away. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know. Have they delisted FTT now? So has that gone into effect? Let's go and have a look. I don't even know where you can trade this anymore. So it is on still on a few. Have they delisted it? It doesn't look like... Oh, was this it? Was this the delisting, maybe? That's not really... To be fair, I suppose who even holds FTT anymore? So maybe there wasn't just enough supply to dump on the market. Did drop 10% there. Was that maybe it? I imagine. Obviously, I don't think there's any perps or anything on this, and I imagine probably there's a low hold account, so maybe that was just a dip on FTT because there's not really any coins to be sold. But a few others, obviously, Jasmine has held up. Has had a bit of a pump, Jasmine, recently as well. But yeah, interesting to keep an eye on because obviously, yeah, Binance are being pretty ruthless with what they're delisting. So let's go back to Bitcoin now.
So they're just clearing out the crap then, are they?
Pretty well. They're clearing out a lot of stuff, yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Because they're clearing out a lot of stuff. Like they've got rid of ones like Mask and stuff like that. But then, like an example yesterday, like they're delisting all this stuff, and then yesterday they re-added this Ergo after delisting it like a month or two ago.
All right.
Then relisted it just because it had pumped like all the way up there. So it's like kind of like, are you actually trying to do some housekeeping and like clean up a bit, or are you just delisting things to then maybe try and relist them later on? Or I don't know. It's a bit odd. I don't really understand. Like if you were trying to clean up, you wouldn't then start listing utter crap again, would you?
No.
So I don't know. I don't really know what they're doing. I think it's a major. To be honest, I think it's something that's not really discussed about enough. Is just like the roles that exchanges have in this industry and kind of how they're not really doing much to try and keep the industry in a good place, because they just literally just list anything, don't they? There's no kind of like standard or just like anything to try and protect capital that's within the industry, is there? So I don't know. Where it says keep an eye on the good projects which go accumulate and they may relist again. That's why I'm buying up BAL, as it's still a good project. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it? But yeah, we've got a couple minutes anyway. So if you do have any questions about the trading bot, if you've got any questions about the market, if you want us to look at anything, let us know before we go. But yeah, big thank you to everyone who's joined today. Do make sure, of course, drop a like. If you are watching on X as well, if you happen to be watching over on X, please do hop over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. We're slowly making our way towards 2,000 subscribers. So it'd be great to welcome you back every day and give us a little bit of a push towards 2K. That'd be great.
I'm just having a look at this stock that Wiz mentioned, APLD, actually.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Applied Digital Corporation.
I suppose we could have a quick look at it. Let's see. Let's go and have a look. Oh, Stonksy caught a downturn on that nicely, didn't it? Yeah. Let's turn it off so we can see it a bit better. Wow, what a pump that had! Look at that.
Wow.
From all the way from, where was it down there? Like a couple of cents, and then went all the way up to $30+. Jesus.
That was years ago, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was in the COVID boom when everything was just going nutty. But I mean, of recent, it's kind of coming back to its lows, isn't it? This is where it's bounced off in the most recent time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm assuming Wiz can tell us what it does or whatever. Maybe it doesn't even matter.
Might make a note of that.
Yeah. You like following Wiz's calls, don't you?
I do actually. Yeah. And yeah.
What was it that you followed them on? Was it Super Microcomputer?
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, that went up to like I can't remember now. But yeah, I made a nice chunk of money on that.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, obviously this has been a great stream. We've not had much Bitcoin price action. It's not really moved much since yesterday. Obviously, we got the big crash down while Powell was speaking yesterday, and we've pushed back up. But on stream, we have barely moved a couple of $100. So it's been a good stream to obviously look at the bot and some other things. Big thank you to everyone who's joined today. Obviously, big up Save with Crypto as well. Make sure you go and give him a follow if you haven't already. He's now the permanent co-host of the Stonksy stream. Big up Save with Crypto. Go and give him some love on his channel and on his X. And yeah, that's all from us today. Obviously, we'll be back tomorrow for Friday's stream. We'll see. Hopefully, we've had some Bitcoin movement. By then, something to talk about regarding the crypto market, or at least some movements on altcoins or something. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, obviously covering the market. Make sure you bring your questions as well if you've got any sort of burning questions or or thoughts or feelings, let us know. But that's all for me, mate. Have you got any closing messages for the chat?
No, just please do like the stream. Make sure you're subscribed, and above all, tell your friends.
Yeah, that's it. So try and bring. If everyone tried to bring one person into the stream tomorrow, we would double our viewers, which would be absolutely great.
It's quite funny because I always say that at the end of my videos, and like the idea is literally that it's that kind of effect that if somebody did, even if just one person said, "Oh, I like this channel," it would have over time. It has a massive effect. It has a like a really big effect. So
yeah, absolutely. Super. Yeah, so do bring your friends tomorrow. But yeah, do make sure you signed up to BLOFIN. The link's in the description, and obviously to get 20% off your first Stonksy month, if you want to come and try it for a month, that's in there as well with the discount code. You get full access to the trading bots as well with that. But that's all from us. Have a nice rest of your day, and we'll be back tomorrow to do our end of week stream. So big thank you, and yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.